Welcome back. This week we are trying to introduce two examples that we might be able to collect information from websites and make sense of those information. The first example is a product retail website, assuming that we are managing a brand and we are trying to understand what products are available by our competitors. The information that we need are, of course, the brand, the offerings, and the price range. The second example is review-based, assuming that we are a brand manager and we are trying to understand customer needs. So we will use Yelp as the website where we can collect information from customers. And another note is that when your developer mode, developer tools is enabled, it first will appear on the right side of your browser, but you will need to customize the dock side by putting it to the bottom of your page so that your web scraper can show properly. As the first step, we would like to create a new sitemap. So click on the third tab and create a sitemap. We are prompted to give a name. This could be simply our project name or the name of the website we are trying to scrape. I will just type the name of this retail website. The second step is to indicate which page you would like the web scraper to start with. Since I've entered a product list page, I went to the main page and chose everything else because I'm really interested in non-apparel items here. Well, the first thing I would suggest is that we could scroll down to the bottom of the page where usually the page number or loads more information the button would be placed at, and click on some of the pages to see if the URL, if the path changes according to the page number. In this case, yes. So when I clicked on page 3, the number here, the URL, changed from 2 to 3. So we can use this feature. Let me copy the URL from the address bar to the start URL here. But we're not just scraping the third page, we are trying to scrape many pages. So a little tip is that we can use a bracket to indicate the starting page and the ending page of this project. Well, assuming that I am going to scrape only the first 5 pages. We can always come back and change. Let's just make 5 pages as an example and create a sitemap. Well, now you see that we are within the sitemap, within the project. There is a route has been created, but now we are trying to add information. We are trying to indicate what information will be collected by the scraper. Let's add new selector here. Well, let's think about this. We are trying to get the image, the brand name, the product name, and price information. However, those information are not isolated. They they represent the same product. So for us to get a sense of the data, we shall have them grouped together, right? So let's select not the individual items, but firstly the block that contains all information. Since we will select the block information that contains, it works like a container that contains all information we need for this product. It is not a text information, but it is an element on this page. We can name this product. You can come up with any name you like, but I prefer the container name product. And we are not done yet. We are trying to scrape all information on the page. So we're trying to select multiple elements on this page. Usually when you click on the first one, the second one, web scraper would choose all elements on the same page for you. And you will need to click on the done selecting button. And type in the name again. Okay. Well, this is a element, right? And this is a box we need to check because we would like to scrape multiple elements on this page. And for this reason, the multiple box has to be checked. And now we are not going to worry about the parent selectors because we know this container, this product is on the page that we would like to analyze, right? We can click on the element review to see whether those are what we want, and we can see the data preview. Since it is only a container, we have not indicated what specific information should be collected. When you click on the data preview, there will be nothing. Okay. Let's just save the selector and go into the selector. Add new elements that we need. Let me scroll up until I see the first product. Once I add a new selector on this page, okay, and trying to select the item, web scraper shows me that the first container is used as the example. So within this container, I would like to choose firstly the name of the brand name. So I will just say done selecting and enter brand here as the ID. Yes, they are, say, links on this page, but we do not care whether those are links. We are collecting the text information, right? So for the type, we use text. And for here, we don't check the multiple box here because within the container, there's only one brand information. Okay? And we double check whether this is within the parent selector product within the container. Okay, let's just save it first. The next one, we're trying to find the product information, the product name. So we can say this is the can type product name in this case. And choose parent selector, the container. We can do a data preview. Make sure that all brands are presented here. And you'll see the next one. Make sure all the names are captured. The third one is the price. So add one more selector. Username price. Select the price information within the container. And double check the parent selectors and save it. Now we have 3 text information, and we are missing the fourth one, the image. So the fourth selector, product image, we would choose the type of it as a image instead of text. And let's select the image. Put this within the container and click on save. Now we can go back to the main root page and even check out our graph. Say on the main page, we have a container. The name of the container is product. Within product, we have 4 elements. Those are the data will be collected by web scraper. So if it looks fine, we can try scraping. Okay, let's just start scraping. A new window will pop out, and it might say loads more information. Now it is on page 5. So it may just go to page 4, page 3, page 2. What we need to do is just wait patiently and do not close this window. So depending on your internet, depending on your computer, it may take a while. And of course, it's proportional to the number of information that you are going to collect. If there are thousands of pages, well, the wait time would definitely be longer. Now it seems like it's loading the final page. And once the collection is completed, the new window will just disappear. Now we can do refresh and see what information are now collected. Okay. If they look fine, what we can do here is that we can export the data as a comma separated file and download it to your own device. And we can also export the sitemap, because next time we may use it again to collect more information. Right? So just do a copy and paste, save it with you. Now if we click on the sitemap, this is the one that we just created. Now let's switch to Yelp. And let me open the developer tools again. Now we are trying to create a new sitemap because we are trying to scrape a different website. Let's name this Yelp. Yelp. Starting URL. Well, this is a place I chose randomly. Let me make sure that this one has more than 10 reviews so that we are able to work with yes, so we have more than one page. Let me just copy this URL here. So if I check on the second page, what we see here is that, well, the starting item changes from 1 to 10. It means that the review number displayed on the page starts from the 10th. Now we are using the second method to collect all information on all pages. Let's just create a sitemap and leave the URL as it is. For this one, firstly, yes, we are trying to select the container information first. So my suggestion is that keep on trying until your mouse gives you the whole container highlighted. Now let's dump selecting and have a name for it. So the name could be review or any ID that you feel is reasonable. I forgot to choose multiple containers on the page. We really need to choose multiple ones. Scroll down to see if all the reviews are selected. And then check multiple, because we want all the containers to be saved with us, right? So now you see the data code is changed when I select multiple containers on the same page. Choose element instead of text by default, and place this under the root. Save it. If we do a element preview, it shows all the information. Let's go into this selector and create the information that we need. Okay, let's select the reviewer name first. I'm selecting text because this is the text information we need. Okay, and place it under the review, under the container. Okay, we can add more, say the location. I'm selecting and place it under review. Add one more, say time, the time of the review. Select the time, and one more, the actual comment. Then I'm selecting, so we can do a preview. Then we're good. And one extra step we will need to do is that since we are trying to scrape all pages. But remember, when we were trying to type the URL, we did not indicate the number of pages here. So what we can do here is that we add one more element on this page, on this main page, starting URL page. This element would be the page number. So let me add page and choose the type. Since we are trying to get all the information on a different page too, this will be a link that we want the scraper to visit and fetch information. So let's just use link here and select the links here. Since there's only one link available, right? So let's just selecting. If there are multiple pages, you would like to select multiple pages. And next step, since we are trying to collect review information too, right? So the parent selector of the page is not only the root, but also the page itself. Let me save this. Another step is that we would like to see all the reviews, okay, on the new page too, right? So we are trying to modify the existing review container and put it under the new page too. So there will be two parent selectors for the reviews, one for the root and the other one for the page. We can now visit the selector graph to see if our setups look good. Say on the main page, we would like to collect the review information, and also we would like the scraper to visit another page. Well, on the same page, we would like the scraper to check if there are additional pages. And also on this new page, we would like to collect the review information. Okay. Well, this looks fine for us. We can try scraping. Since there were only 2 pages involved, it shall not take long for us to see the results. We can just refresh it and to see if all the results are here. And we can refresh again if more information can be loaded. Well, the final step, we would like to export all this data as a CSV file.